Here at Murison & Wilson, I deal with all taxation. That's business taxes, company taxes, all of these things, as well as personal taxation. Because I started in Centre 1 all these years ago, I suppose my general bias has always been the field of personal taxation. Principally because I like dealing with people. I find people endlessly fascinating, great fun to work with, even the very, very awkward customers and clients, and we do have them, one or two. They're still good fun and a challenge, because at the end of the day, everybody is just a person. They've all got their own story to tell, and it's just, as I say, endlessly fascinating. Personal tax does tend to be viewed as slightly the cheap seats in the world of taxation, but at the end of the day, people need to make sure the personal tax is right. At the end of the day, they have to be able to live from what they're earning and to make sure that they're only paying the right amount of tax. I also deal from cradle to grave, really, I suppose, from when people are maybe young and they need some wealthy clients want to put a trust fund in place to look after them, so I can help with that, and the trust can be onshore or offshore, it doesn't really matter. There's ways to deal with all of that, right through to how do we deal with the end of days. And obviously I'm not in my first flush of youth either, but I do have a lot of clients who are beginning to think about how they address that particular aspect. In Scotland, 70% of people don't have wills. We make sure that most of our clients who want to put a will in place actually go ahead and do it, and we encourage them to do it, coupled with a power of attorney to make sure that, although a will deals with death, increasingly as people are living older, you can end up in a twilight world in between. And that's where the power of attorney kicks in. It makes sure that somebody that you trust can look after your financial affairs for you without having to go through the court system, because that can take years to do and cost many thousands of pounds. Putting a will and a power of attorney in place, fairly cheap option, and it makes sure that what you want to happen when you have the ability to make that decision will actually happen. And that itself is very, very interesting dealing with people, because nobody likes to face their own mortality. So at the end of the day, my job really is to try and encourage people to do that. If somebody's running a business at whatever age they are, what happens if they fall under a bus? If they've got children, who looks after the children? What happens to that business? Does it just fold? How does the widow, because typically men die first, but how does the widow then carry on looking after the children if the business is folded? Where does the money come from? So we work very, very actively with people. So personal taxation is nothing other than brilliant to work in, because it deals with absolutely all sides of people from cradle to grave, as I said, and I just love it to bits. I have a real passion for it, and hopefully that shines through.